Hello everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Now before we go anywhere, I've got a few things to tell you guys. First we're going to go to humanity, and what that does, I do have two in my account and I'm going to explain that in a second. But first up, I have got it down here. Now the first thing I want you to notice is when I use one of these, my counter in my top left corner next to my health bar is going to go up. Something else that I probably should have shown, but I'm going to use another one just to show it anyway, is that you will notice that my defences and item discovery will rise. I don't quite know where the breakpoint is for the defences, but let me just show this again. So, I was on 91 defence there. I'm going to pop this. There we are at 92. Now this kind of works as a sub-level of sorts, and obviously item discovery has gone up as well. I can't remember the breakpoint. I think it's something like 15 or 16, and it will cap out at 200. It goes up slower and slower the more humanity you use, so do be careful about how much you decide to pop off. I'm obviously going to now have to be super careful about recovering my souls if I happen to die now, because I am going to need that for later. Now, as you'll see when we level here, the same thing happens. So when I go up a level, my defences, they just naturally rise. I think some of them rise depending on the stat that you level as well. So for example, if I level loads of faith, we should get quite a lot of magic resistance, whereas if I go with intelligence, we get less magic resistance, crazily enough. And then I think if we go with like strength, we get even less. In fact, no, it's the same. Okay, so if you want to resist like magic and stuff, you've got faith, but in general, that doesn't really come into how you're going to build your character. Generally, you're going to be looking to be quite aggressive with the way that you use your leveling. Now, I'm going to put all of the ones that I have right now into strength, just because they're not going to affect the next kind of, or at least the majority of this episode is not really going to affect it very much. Now, I ended up getting all these souls basically because I was waiting for the last video to render. So I apologise that, I've kind of spent a bit of time doing this, and I absolutely do not recognise that you gain souls in the way that I just did in repeating the area right there where we are going to go and deal with the first initial area that the game intends you to go through. So I will show you how you can recoup the souls if you feel like you want to. It's not very difficult. There is actually a pretty decent area to get some souls in that first area, so I'm going to show that. With that being done, there's not much else for me to show right here, but I am going to use some of this humanity in the next area when I show you what we can actually do with humanity. Another item that I have in my inventory that I would like to use is the short sword, but I'm not actually going to use that until I either get one to drop from the enemies or we get to the shopkeeper that's up ahead, just so I'm not giving myself an unfair advantage over what you guys are going to have available to you. And obviously, because of the way that and this is a lot of like dithering right now, but basically because of the way the parameter bonuses work on here, strength has not really affected how much damage the dagger does. So basically, we're going to go through here the same. Now, as you come up here, we have our selection of enemies. These are all pretty easy, especially with our rather large amount of intelligence. We are going to basically one-shot the vast majority of them. Don't try to get the guy at the top as he jumps off. You'll miss. Instead, wait for him to drop off here, and you're going to deal with this guy. Now, if you decide you want to go over and get that item, which we're obviously going to do in a second, make sure you deal with this guy first. Now, as you deal with this guy, he's going to have a friend coming from the left. And now we're pretty safe to go on around here and grab this item. Some Solaire. So, already some extra souls for you guys if you wish to use them right now. Now, looking across the bridge, you will see an item over in the corner. I'm probably going to go and get that at the end of this episode. That is a Ring of Sacrifice, and essentially you need to jump over onto the bridge, go and grab that, and then jump back again. Probably dying in the process. Which is why I'm going to leave it till the end. I really don't want to have to do an edit again. Basically, that will preserve your souls should you die. Now, another kind of cool thing that it does is, let's say, and I suppose I probably should get it because of all the humanity I need to look after, but I'm going to play on the edge, it's fine. Another really cool thing is that should I die, let's say there's an ungodly amount of souls or humanity on the line, let's say there's like 20 humanity or something on the floor somewhere. I can put that on, and if I die trying to get back to my souls, the souls will stay there for an extra attempt. So that's pretty cool. Anywho, we've collected a few things. Something to say about the rat. Rats are the enemies that are most likely to drop you some humanity. So if you happen to want to farm some humanity as an item form, that is the earliest opportunity that you have to do so, but I really do not recommend doing that. Other ways to gain humanity as well, if you haven't defeated the boss of an area, so like the area that we're in now, you will randomly gain humanity as you kill standard enemies. I'm hoping that it happens during our little run through here of this area, just so they can kind of show it. So at some point it will probably and quite randomly change that 4 to a 5. Right, so we're going to deal with this guy. We probably should have just cast a spell at him, but yeah, then I'm now actually going to graduate to the short sword. Cool, so that's actually going to give us some extra damage. Let me just check our equip load here. Yep, 12.8 should not be more than a quarter of my 54. Something else to note as well, I did change my equipment slightly. I've equipped the Elite Knight Gauntlets. So that's going to increase my defences, very small amount. But more importantly, I have a small amount of poise now, which should mean some light attacks. I should be able to resist my way through and be able to continue with whatever action it is that I prefer to be performing. And with the short sword, we are now able to cause significantly more damage in melee, which is, oh, I didn't realise they had invisibility frames while they're doing that. Ouch! Which is quite important in this little area, because these, although not individually powerful, can prove to be a bit of a pain. Now there is a little hidden door here. This is really hard to spot. There's another one. Hello, where did you come from? Little door here. This is going to lead us to another soul item, so we're going to go ahead and grab this. This drove me crazy for ages. It's not even important, but when you can't come across some of the other areas later on, you'll see this and you'll be like, hey, what was that? Even if you jump down here, this is just so easy to miss just because of the way the camera angle works. And over there you'll see we have another ambush. It doesn't let you lock onto them, so I can't pew spells across, but if you happen to have a bow right now, we have the composite bow. Which I don't actually have the stats to use, so I can't actually do that. You can shoot those off and make this a little bit easier for yourself. Now, they don't come straight out, so there will be barrels here, obviously because I've been kind of messing around, some of the stuff's already broken. But basically, if you just break the barrels here, you can attack these guys. Whoa, if it lets me. Let's try it. There we go. Knock them off. There we go. This will trigger some of them to actually get up and start trying to attack here, but give them a summarily dealing with. There we are. Rubbish. Now don't believe that it's rubbish. Do not get rid of that just yet. There is actually an NPC in the game that wants that. So we are going to go ahead and give it to them later on. Over here, I think there's actually humanity down here. Yeah, it is. Cool. So I've actually recouped some of the stuff that I've used. That's good. Well, I've not actually lost it yet. I'm just probably going to lose it, is the issue. So we've got another fog gate here. This one is not a boss. This is simply moving into another area, and I guess it kind of triggers, probably triggers a little instanced event we're gonna see in a second. Okay, it's coming up here. Don't run too far forward. If you happen to sprint across there, that will kill you. Unless you have a lot of health, in which case you might not die directly, but it will definitely hurt. So as you can see, moving along here, quite a lot of enemies. It's very good to... Oop. I really like playing the space game with these guys. Right, let's keep it down. There are quite a lot of enemies. It's very good to kind of drag stuff back here, mainly because that guy there is going to try to snipe you with his crossbow. And we also should be able to see some of the other areas we're going to go to later. We have... Did we go down there earlier? I think that's where we went earlier. No, I've not been down there yet, look. Of course, I haven't actually been into any of these parts just yet, in terms of, like, well, I was off gathering souls in between the video. I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to be unhappy with that, but I apologise for it, but the editing of the last video took a very long time, and I just needed something to do. So I thought, you know, it'd be kind of useful to just get some extra souls. I'm going to take this guy down. Now we have a bonfire here. I am simply going to light it. Now the first time you come to a bonfire, you have the option to simply light the bonfire. This will basically mean that although I haven't rested there, should I die, I'll respawn at that bonfire. Weirdly, you can't actually just do that at any point. At any point, you can do that the first time you come across a bonfire. Wooden shield, not great. Grass shield is far better. We do actually have the strength to use it, but again, I'm going to try not to use anything that I wouldn't usually have used without getting all those strength points until we get later into this episode. Or probably even until after this episode, just because until you guys have the opportunity to get souls a bit more conveniently, I'd prefer not to. Right, let's get rid of this guy. Don't want him coming surprising me when I show you this little merchant we have here. This is a good place to get yourself equipped with any basic items and weaponry that you might want. We have the residence key, which is probably a good idea to buy right now. We're going to do that. In fact, yeah, the residence key is going to unlock an NPC for us, so yeah, you definitely want to buy that. Make sure you buy that. We also have the rapier, very good weapon if you want to go dexterity with your build. And I do highly recommend doing something like that. But I'm quite excited about using the claymore, so I'm going for that, basically, which is why I poured all of those points into strength. You've got the short sword, so if I hadn't have found one, there's one that you can buy for 600 souls, not so expensive. A dagger if you really want it. Scimitar, pretty cool. Similar stats to the short sword, except for a much bigger emphasis on dexterity again. Pretty good for a caster, to be honest. But the way I'm building my character is just not that way round. I've also got the short bow. We can't afford it, but that is a pretty good thing to buy. If you do want to save up the souls for that, please do. You've also got all the arrows and stuff here if you want to buy any, but we're not really using that. And then some basic rudimentary armour. That's actually got the female shape on there because I have a woman. That's interesting. Ha! I didn't even know it did that. Chain leggings. They're not that expensive. How heavy are they? 4.6. Let's take a look at those.
Thank you, kind.
Are they actually going to fit her like leggings? That's interesting. It looks very feminine in their build. Slows my roll down. I hate it when I slow my roll down. So there's a chance we could switch to some chain. Oh no, that was wrong. Leather boots. Again, I'm going to demo. What? What have I changed? Oh, I've switched to the short sword, of course. I need to free up some weight. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. I should do it. There we go. I really want to keep my fast roll, so you'll probably see me messing around my armor quite a lot as we continue. I don't know what time starting. Probably 10 minutes. Cool. So here we have some more little hollows. These really are not worth your time, so try not to spend too much time on them. They don't give you very many souls. They don't drop anything particularly good. They're literally just in the way. Up we go. Unfortunately, there is no kind of like sprint mechanic for going up ladders in this game. Now, of course, you can just drop straight back off this way. But if you like living life on the edge like me, you can go ahead and jump off here. Now, this isn't required at all, and if I don't make it, I may even leave it. But across here, oh, yeah, we have made it. We have the crossbow. We should have the strength to use, I believe. But I'm really not a fan of how crossbows work in this game, so probably not going to use it. Again, you have another little drop-off point there if you want to use it to get back down. It's probably less damaging to go this way. Not that it really matters. As you can see, killing all those enemies. I don't think. Oh yeah, I spent 600 souls on the chain leggings, didn't I? So we're getting like what 600 souls for this whole area. So souls around here are really low, and I don't recommend grinding them up if you can help it. I could rest at this bonfire right now, but I'm not going to because it will reset all of these enemies, and I haven't even used a heal yet. So let's avoid that. There are some optional enemies around here as well, and I'm going to save those again until kind of after we've defeated the main threats to the area, if I can help it. And speaking of like gaining humanity, there is an example right there. We have in fact gone to 5 humanity, which is cool. I'm probably going to die by the time I get through this area. I'm really expecting that to happen. Well, we have done most of the optional bits. This gate we can't open from this side, so I'm not going to try. We have a group of enemies in here. Make sure you deal with at least this guy, because he will come kind of walk out behind you and try to ambush you, which is not pleasant. Guy on the left likes to think he's hidden. If you can kind of poke in between people, a lot of these guys' attacks, you can interrupt them, which is cool. Here we have some gold pine resin. This is good for speeding up, like how quickly. Oh no, it's not pine resin. It must be the next one. We've got black fire bombs instead. That's fine. A little bit of range damage, and exactly the same as the ones you can get at the beginning of the game as a gift if you wish to. Here you have 3 enemies. Here you want to try and deal with that guy there, because he's going to throw fire bombs at you while these guys try to attack you. That's going to have made those guys a bit easier. As you can see, items are starting to drop much more frequently for me now. I've got all this humanity. Again, you want to kind of try and deal with these guys pretty quickly. I don't know why they're just walking. But they all fire firebombs at you. I really didn't demonstrate that. I just kind of ran past them, didn't I? But these guys all stand up on here and just start trying to almost airstrike you across the bridge there, which is not pleasant. So try to avoid those. I've probably made this area look quite easy, and it is really. This is the learn the mechanics of the game, and some of the little bits are quite punishing. With the entire intention of teaching the game, this is where the pine resin is going to be, which I want. If you have a bow, this is a very good place to snipe that guy. You know what? I'm going to see if it lets me use it without the parameters, because that is just too good of an opportunity to miss. Because you only need to hit him. You really don't even need to do any damage. Yeah, it's going to let me. Good. Wow, that's very straight. I don't remember it being that straight. Okay, so that's going to have aggroed him, sure. Wow. I'm trying to get out of this now. Let's aggro the spear dude as well. Really, the spear dudes are like my absolute epitome of I hate you. Of course, these guys are going to be come chasing around. The guy with the sword is not an issue. He can come on in. Come on. Now, of course, if you hadn't done that, he will have rolled that very fiery looking barrel down. You know, this guy, as you can see, is a pain in the ass. So we're going to kick his shield. He doesn't like it when you do that, so he will actually get a bit more aggressive, which is quite cool. And then we go up here. Again, you want to deal with this guy because he's going to, as you try and go across this way, start shooting you in the back with arrows, because that's very, very pleasant of him. Of course it is. Now, but these guys, I'm going to use my last couple of soul arrows to take care of these. Now, there is a boss coming up. Don't worry about the fact we have so few soul arrows for the boss, because we're not really going to be using them on him, basically. Down here is an optional enemy, the Black Knight. We're going to deal with him after the boss. Mainly because, again, we've got 10 potions right now, and I'm going to show how that works. It's kind of crazy because I could have just kindled that bonfire, which I probably should have done as a demo, but I prefer to do the next one. So, through that door is another optional enemy. We're not going to deal with him just yet. I don't think this character's in a particularly good position for doing that right now. I prefer to do it when it's a bit more effective. We have a little crystal lizard. Hopefully I can get this. Well, there we go. I guess that. Taking the time out. It's cool. And then we go through the boss fog. I can hear something moving. I don't understand why. Oh, it's because the guy's on top, right? So, before you go across this bridge, and the actual boss is going to come off the top of that tower there, you want to come up here. We've got 2 archers. Try to roll straight away. Oh god. No! I'm going to die. That's terrible. Right, let's finish these guys off. I like that these guys can actually change weapons and stuff. That's pretty cool. I really don't remember the arrows going. They must have done. I'm just noticing stuff that was there before that, you know, I just missed. Now, obviously, the biggest kind of problem with the way I've got my character set up right now is I have such low health. If this guy hits me, it's probably going to hurt a lot. But we're going to try and avoid that. So, just keep an eye on the top of there. As soon as you see him, that's it. Make a run back to here. That doesn't auto-equip, so you're thinking, well, that's good. Cool. So, to get some extra damage on this guy nice and early, you're going to wait for him to come over here. I always try to roll out. Get the jump attack. Oh, it didn't work. Way missed. So, I'm going to bring him back over this way. I'm going to run past him. Wow, I'm trying not to get hit. Okay, I'm dead now. Quick. Wow, I'm going to lose this so bad. Quick, get through, get through. No, got me again. Damn it. Unfortunately, there's no quick way back there. So, yeah. Oh, wow. It didn't work. Okay. That's interesting. So they've changed that then. I should have rested that bonfire. I will cut back to the Taurus Demon then, guys. Let's try this again. Let's grab my my little bloodstain. Ooh. But before we do, let's go this way. Dying an embarrassingly large number of times to this guy. Usually it's really easy. I don't understand. My usual strategy doesn't seem to be working. And I'm going to suspect it's probably because I've not got as much health as I would usually have. Let's take a heal here. Now I'm really tempted to try using some either some Pyro Resin or bring them up onto the tower and fighting him properly. But we'll see how this goes. We'll give it one more go the cheesy way, which is not being so cheesy for me right now. Right, let's see if we can get the gold Pyro Resin on and actually grab, because both times the first plunge has not worked properly for me on this. It should increase the amount of damage this does. A good amount of time. Oh, I'm stuck, that's not good. No! I'm so stuck that I can't get out. I got out of here. Now, of course, you saw how much damage that does to him, which is kind of even crazy. I'm ready to do an attack I can dodge, like that. So I can heal. Maybe that's a bit better. Somehow I managed to avoid that, that's good. It's coming for me now, quick! Somehow I avoided that attack, that's good. There we go. It's all about the gold Pyro Resin. Right, so at this point, I might even just fight him. I want to make his jumpy attack. And we are done with the Taurus Demon. Good. Cool. Died 10 more times than I would like. That was like 2 deaths. Which is kind of embarrassing. Sorry about that, guys. Right, let's continue. So, over this way. Crazily enough, I actually find the next boss is easier than him. Also, bear in mind that he's technically optional, being as we don't actually need to come this way anymore because we can just go up the lift. But we are going to try and do things in order. Now we have everybody's best friend. This does look much nicer in the HD edition.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight.
Okay, we can skip through this. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have heard this before. If you guys want me to keep dialogue in, please let me know. Whoa! Not good. No, no, no.
Oh, hello. Then perhaps you have reconsidered my offer.
Yes, absolutely.
The way I see it,
Yes.
please.
Good. So we have the soapstone of greatness. Cool. So now we can do co-op, which is great. We'll take a look at how that works later on. If you guys want me to include some of that in the walkthrough / playthrough that we're going to be creating here, please let me know. I will certainly endeavour to get that in. Now this is the bit where I'm probably going to die, and I'm absolutely going to regret how low my health is, because it's going to be painful. So we need to make sure we've got as much fire resistance on as we can get. So fire resistance here is going to be king. And that's kind of too heavy. The thing is, I can technically take these off because we're not going to be fighting anything. Nope. Nope. Wait. Well, that is technically, but not very much. 17 from that. That's only one less. For a lot less weight. Okay, yeah. And what are we in those? 12 on the chain leggings. Okay. So, I don't actually care that much about how we look right now. What matters is... Oh, that's much slower than I would like that to be. How much weight are we on? Oh, that's not one. 20. Wow, we're nearly at the halfway mark. That's crazy. Okay. How much does that even give me? A few. I really don't like that slower roll, but it's going to have to be a necessary evil. So, coming across this way, in fact, I should probably put this on as well. So, basically, we are going to make our way across here. You want to get across here as fast as you can. Stay on this right-hand side. Don't bother fighting any enemies whatsoever. And you want to get down there. Want to get down there. Let me down there. Yeah, we made it. Wow, that did not hurt as much as I thought it was going to hurt. Cool. So down here we're going to have a shortcut. Kick the ladder. And we're going to go somewhere that's quite... what's the word? Recognizable. If you want to keep this shield on, feel free. This is actually a very good shield. We can take this. Let's reset how we're looking now. Then, so we want short sword on. We should probably actually look at having a decent shield now that I think about it. So let's go ahead and do that. I quite like the crest shield for the stamina generation, but the same weight and the heightened stability, that dragon crest shield is very tempting. That's got even more, but slightly heavier. Probably not very good, but I'm going to go with that anyway. Same weight. Now bear in mind that we need to keep our equip load under, I think it's 13, so we need to equip stuff accordingly. Let's see how light. Yeah, I can't go any heavier than that, that's crazy. I do need the headpiece on, so okay. That's without the catalyst, which, you know, as a sorcerer is kind of required. That's 14.4. Wow. Okay. Now, does 13 on the nail count as heavy? No. Okay. So that is exactly how we are going to have to be equipped, which is crazy. We have no wiggle room on that. Although we will get ourselves some soon, which is pretty fine. Now, I really do feel like the biggest issue right now is HP. We're great for endurance, apart from the equip load, and strength is clearly ample, as is intelligence, so we are going to start boosting some of that up. The only drawback is I do technically need, I think, one more point in strength and dexterity to wield a weapon we're going to get fairly soon. Oh, no. I'm trying to walk a bit forward. So, next up, we are going to... I don't know if this counts as a break in a video or not. I'm trying to think now. We've gotten across the bridge, defeated the Taurus Demon. So that is a boss. And if I start dealing with all this, that's not going to leave us enough for the next episode, is it? So, yep, this is going to be the end of the episode then, guys. The only real thing we should probably try to do is deal with the Black Knight. So we're going to do that as a bit of an optional extra. This guy's pretty tough, so do be warned. Ooh. And I'm probably going to try not to use all my soul arrows up, because I'm going to try to use them on him. That stamina regen is going to be amazing, though. Be aware that if you start using the grass crest shield and you get used to that stamina regeneration, it's very difficult to readjust to not having it, in my opinion. Whoa! As you can see, it makes me it's almost like having more stamina. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant shield. I also need to show how to get more souls, don't I? So I'll do that once we've taken care of the Black Knight. So we'll be heading back down there anyway. Kind of interesting that some things seem to not regenerate after death. After I died, I noticed that the barrel trap... I really shouldn't have used those there. That was a very bad decision. Never mind. I noticed that the barrel trap that guy over there sends down at you did not respawn when I died, which is interesting. Right, I kind of want to fight these guys. I'm tempted to throw firebombs at them because I'm cheap like that. Normal firebombs will do. I'll deal with you. Now, if I'm honest, I haven't looked at the best places to cheese this Black Knight. There are some places where you could probably experiment, such as the boss room in the tower, as usually mobs are unable to cross any fog gate. Now, don't be fooled. Every time I walk over there to try and get the backstab on him, it does not work. So instead, I'm going to opt for a different way. Now, he will chase you. I think he'll chase you forever. I really don't know how far he'll go, but I know he'll come around here. And he really, really, really doesn't like it if you go up here like this. Do 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 do. So I don't know if this is the best way to cheese him, but it most certainly is effective. But if you guys have a better way, please let me know. So we're going to go ahead and collect his little treasure, which I think is the red tearstone ring. Not a fan of it myself, but if you want to create like what some people call a hyper build, whereby you essentially run around at low health. Nope, it's the blue tearstone ring. Can be a saver. Basically, if you're last, I think it's last 10% of your health, you get a boost to your defense. Not a fan. But the red tearstone ring, which is obviously then going to be later, kind of has the opposite effect, the same effect on your attack, which can be pretty effective. Now then, we're going to go back to the bonfire, and I'm going to show you guys how to get souls pretty quickly early on in the game, which is pretty nifty. Didn't realise I hadn't killed those guys on the roof. That's funny. Wow, I hadn't killed the guys on the roof. That could have gone very, very badly. I don't know how I got away with that. Okay then, so net yourself, unless it's changed, 500 souls a time. Simply run up these stairs. Run back down again. And there we have 555 souls. Rinse and repeat as often as you'd like, and you, my friends, can gather as many souls as you would like to. Now, because I already have a video uploading, I'm not going to wait around for the edit this time around, so we'll be carrying on straight from this bonfire and crossing the rest of the way across the bridge. So I'll see you then, guys.